welcome to Retrospection. It is the first episode of January, and we're glad to be back.
Don't you mean of 2019?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is January
also...
too. Come on.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
So this is our kind of catch-up episode. To begin, do you have what you've been playing?
Sure. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Sunset Overdrive, actually, because I mean that game's kind of been in the back of my head for a long time because I saw it was an Xbox exclusive back in the day, but I really wanted it. And then the winter Steam sale came along, and it was like $15. I mean, it was $20 normally, but wow, yeah, that game is awesome. Other than that, like Lego Lord of the Rings, which I just today learned they took off digital stores, like everywhere.
Wait,
at least on
Lord of the Rings?
At least on Steam, what I read. I read that like 10 minutes ago.
Holy crap.
Lego Lord of the Rings. I don't think The Hobbit. It was just Lego Lord of the Rings, but there was like no warning whatsoever.
It's just gone.
Just to throw a bit of news in there, I guess. But
holy crap.
Interesting anecdotal thing, because it was free on the Humble store like last week. You could just get it, and I got it. You know, not knowing that would happen.
Is this on the computer?
Yeah. What I read, it was just Steam, but...
And it's gone.
I'm assuming it's some license problem, but I did play a little bit of that, too. Lego Lord of the Rings.
Oh, there you go.
I was like,
so, to get a background, Sunset Overdrive, is that a... What is that exactly? Because we were talking about it the other day, and I've already kind of forgot, so...
So it's by Insomniac Games, who you'll probably know them from like Ratchet and Clank, right? The Ratchet and Clank series. And they also made the most recent Spider-Man game that everybody loves. So they're really good with like the very fluid gameplay. And I've heard people describe it like if Saints Row, and there's a game called Infamous that was on the PlayStation. It had very like fluid gameplay with like grinding on rails and stuff, and a lot of traversal of the world that very snappy, kind of like the new Spider-Man game. It's just, they make the world very fun to like move around, and there's absurd weapons and stuff, and it all has kind of this 80s punk aesthetic, and it's very self-aware humor all over the place. Like it acknowledges that it's a game constantly.
I love that.
So it's just over the top, and I described it to you like it reminded me a lot of like Scott Pilgrim in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the humor and the self-awareness of it, and like text overlays in certain moments, like, oh, this person's screwed, you know, kind of thing. And yeah, it's just a very humorous game.
Maybe I should play that game.
What is it on again? It was on the Xbox, of course.
Yeah, it was an Xbox exclusive. I think it came out in like 13 or something, maybe later. But yeah, now it's on PC on Steam.
Okay.
Cool. I think Microsoft Store probably. I'm assuming it's probably there too. But
you know what? Yeah.
No one cares about that.
I wonder if it would be on the Play Anywhere, because if you buy it on Xbox, it could. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Play Anywhere.
Yeah, Play Anywhere. But yeah, very good game. Very
Play
good
everywhere.
Game.
So
it's rare you find a game that's like, you know, the story is great, it's funny. You know, the characters are interesting, and just the game is fun to play, period. Like, just playing it, like, the gameplay is fun. It's very rare to find a game where all the pieces come together.
Since Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
They set the bar.
That's been a topic for us recently in private discussion.
I guess Portal didn't have a very intense story, but it did have a...
Well, Portal 2 is like one of the best storylines.
Portal 2 was pretty up there.
A lot of it's in the hidden stuff, though, in that game, so...
Details.
Yeah.
There's a lot of details in that game that you'll come across, you know, and a background story that's kind of happening where you're trying to figure out, like, Chell's backstory, but there's no confirmation in any of it. It's just... Valve hasn't said anything about it, so...
That's true. It's still all speculation.
Cave Johnson is Chell's dad. Oh, no. Well, maybe. Coraline was Chell's mom, so that means GLaDOS is Chell's mom, and that's why she hates her.
What was it in the song that's like... Cara
Mia Dio.
Yeah, what is that?
The ending song.
I forget what that means, but there was something with that.
Yeah.
Well, we can make about 100 videos on Portal theories.
Yeah, we could.
No, seriously.
Maybe we should.
That's good stuff. I always like reading on that.
So, Tyler, I know we have a game that kind of overlaps. Do you want to go first, or should I talk about something else real quick?
All I've played is Smash. Well, I did play Grand Theft Auto.
Did you beat it?
Smash.
For some reason, no.
Beat it.
Grand Theft Auto.
Like
I
the
beat-
campaign of 5.
I got to the end of the story, but there's still missions. So I'm like 75% done with.
Okay.
You're pretty much-
I count the end of the story as.
The rest of it's kind of just filler stuff.
I'm pretty lazy as a gamer. Once the story's done,
There's really not a whole lot of main story in that game. Like, there's a lot more side stuff than the actual main story.
That's true.
I feel like.
Yeah.
At least half.
They do a pretty good job of making you wonder if it all matters too.
Yeah.
The events that happen randomly.
Oh yeah, you're
I mean,
like,
games lately, they give you a little kind of smaller main story that you can get through like that, but they know most players will just jump around to side stuff all the time.
it gave Franklin the
But-
choice of killing Michael or that other guy. What's his name? The crazy one.
Shiz.
the
I just played it.
the shizzy guy who's
The
pulling the
His
strings.
the
name-
disgusting guy.
Yeah. That was the best
Wait,
ending.
what do you mean pulling the strings? Not Lamar.
No.
He's talking. Main character you can play as. The
No,
other dude that lives in a trailer.
No, yeah, the Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
Franklin. Oh, I thought you meant like they all gang up on the one guy who's a piece of crap.
No.
Franklin
Okay.
is
you mean
basically
Trevor.
forced to choose between killing Trevor or Michael.
He can kill neither of them and they all go after a certain guy.
Right. What happens if you...
But-
That's what I did.
Yeah.
What happens if you kill one of them?
It sucks. It makes you feel bad.
You can't
Well,
play
'cause, like,
missions for them anymore?
I watched-
If you have missions left?
I watched, especially Michael, if you kill Michael, like you meet up with him in this certain place, and he's like, when you meet up with him, he's talking to his daughter on the phone, and she's like getting into college and everything, and his wife's coming back together, and then you kill him. It sucks. It makes you feel so bad. I was like, how can anybody have that ending?
I would kill Trevor before I ever killed
Yeah.
Michael. Trevor's annoying.
Even Trevor, you feel bad because he's like, oh gosh. Even though
I
the
don't know if
character
I
he
would
is,
feel
but
bad killing
I
Trevor.
love how everything he does is just so freaking sketchy, but he's so official about his business.
TP Industries.
So great.
So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways,
What? Yeah, that's a good. I love that game.
but I played that a little before Christmas, but since...
we might. I was thinking we might do a follow-up episode on Smash, but tell us what you think so far.
I don't mind it. I think it's great. We played mostly Brawl, which most people think is the worst one. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much my opinion counts, but I really like the game.
I think it's really good.
But I've seen video titles saying things like "worst one" or "it's
No.
too glitchy" or something. I've never clicked on them because I never got around to it. But
People like to drum up drama a lot, don't they?
yeah, so
So,
I don't know. I think the general feel is that people really like it.
yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but
It almost seemed like that it might attract people that are still stuck on Melee.
yeah, they made it a lot quicker. The CPU difficulty is insane. For one thing, I used to be able to fight like level 7s, like 3 of them.
they made
But
that.
now I can barely do like 1-5.
Oh, jeez.
It's they really trucked up the difficulty on that game, but it makes earning characters way more satisfying. I feel like once you finally get them.
Yeah.
It makes us more casual players look like crap.
Yeah, you play Smash and you're like, was I ever good at this? Should I stop playing games?
This is it.
So, yeah, we've been playing a lot with our brothers. We got them, both of our other brothers, me and Tyler, to get Switches and Smash. So it's been fun. Online's kind of a mixed bag. For me, you might have a definitive opinion about it.
Me?
I'm a bit more forgiving.
Well, I think that it's been plenty long enough for Nintendo to have their shiz together with online, since Xbox has been doing it forever.
They need servers for their really popular
Right.
games, but they haven't done that. So
But the one thing that I thought was kind of crappy was when we were doing local wireless, and then I was having input lag.
Yeah, on the switches when you're handheld and you're doing local, it's just fine. But when you're playing with multiple people with controllers, like you're on a TV and then other people are connected through.
Right, so we had a couple people on a TV, and then we had a couple people on their own switches.
And there was input lag on the TV.
For the TV people.
Yeah, so that's an interesting... I don't understand because they're using a different connection type far as I understand.
So then we all went to the TV and it worked fine.
Yeah.
Which is weird because now we're getting more Bluetooth connections to that console for controllers.
It's better.
But
what? That makes zero sense.
So I don't know what about
That's
having
confusing.
multiple consoles.
I know it uses a Wi-Fi connection to connect between consoles, so it doesn't even make any sense. But anyway,
I mean, I played a little bit of it with you just the other day.
Yeah, it was fine there. We weren't communicating with anything else. It was just couch play. So
no, I thought it was fun. Like,
yeah,
I played a little bit of Pac-Man, and I used Sonic, and I used some of the newer characters, I guess.
Pac-Man was pretty brutal. Yeah, I never played as him, but he was
kind of fun. I thought Sonic was a lot better than he was in the earlier games too.
I feel like they've leveled things out pretty well. Mario used to be pretty weak. He's okay now. So
yeah, all the characters felt fun to play. I only played a small amount of them, but they were all fun.
Yep. Did you have anything else on that?
I'm good.
I've been playing Animal Crossing. I sat down one day and I was like, this is coming out for Switch soon. I'm just going to start playing it. That was before the new year, and I played it almost every day since then. I've been meticulously growing fruit, and my town has a river that goes like this through it, and so I want 3 bridges, one in the middle, bottom, and then 2 on the sides, and that's what I've been working on so far. So,
and just to clarify, this is the 3DS.
Yes, New Leaf, Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Right.
I would play Wild World, but it looks crappy, so...
I don't really play... Does it?
It looks pretty bad when you go back to it. It's like...
I have
frame
not
rate's
played
like 20.
Animal Crossing much since Wild World. I played a little of the Wii one.
I see...
Yeah, I played a little bit of that one.
I didn't have much of a chance to play the 3DS one until recently, so I didn't know all the stuff that was in it. I didn't understand what the appeal was over the other 2 after the GameCube, so... But now I get it. I'm getting into it more.
Now I want it to come out for the Switch.
I want it on the Switch. All those, like, have you seen the app, the Pocket Camp? How it looks?
Yeah.
Everything's all HD. If they just took those assets and put them in,
and hopefully the game
look way good.
Not anything like it.
Yeah, it can't be anything like Pocket Camp, or else I wouldn't like it. But that's the bad thing is, I want to like Pocket Camp, but I can't. So
yeah, I just liked that Goldie was in it right off the bat.
Goldie, she probably got lucky. It probably chooses randomly.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't think Goldie's always there.
I just remember she used to be like our favorite person on the GameCube one.
There was a...
Goldie.
I used to find Bob and hit him with a net over and over again. I don't know why I was like racist against him or something, because he had such a low voice, and the low voices on the DS and the GameCube versions are just so hideous sounding. It's like and you're like, shut up. So that was...
Well, they're fun to make them mad. So.
They have that little like above their head.
You'd get on
pissed off
after not being on for like a month, and then your entire play session was trying to get someone you like not to move away because they were all their things were boxed up in their house, and they're like, "I'm moving," so you had to.
You're like, "Shiz, don't go."
You like had to like give them stuff, send them letters, visit them like 10 times, tell them not to go.
It's worse when you like. Like sometimes they'll tell you like, I'm planning on moving this day, and you're like, don't go, and they're like, okay. But then like there's the other times when you just like I'm going to visit this person. You walk into their house and there's boxes everywhere. They're like,
No.
yeah, that game's great. I was looking at the GameCube features. They used to have like people playing sports in like around the wishing well area, because they don't have that in the later ones. They have like the plaza. But
you go back to the GameCube and you almost feel like there's nothing to do because there's so little you can do compared to what you can do in the
I just hate the camera in that one because it's in sections, like Link to the Past was, where you like walk to the screen and it's like, and then you walk.
Are you dissing on Link to the Past?
Well, no.
Right here on camera?
I'm just dissing Animal Crossing because it's using a style from like 20 years before. Well, 10 years before, I guess, back then. It's 20 years now.
It was basically a ported N64 game, so.
Yeah. You know they've released like 4 or 5 different versions of that one port?
Really?
Yeah.
In Japan?
Japan made the game on the N64, and then Nintendo of America looked at it and they were like, we need to add a whole bunch of holidays and stuff so this makes sense to America. And they did all that extra stuff, and Japan saw it and they were like, wait, we like this. We're going to port it back, translate it again back to Japanese with all this new stuff we added. So there's that. And then there was like there's like another version that they made for all regions that was like, I don't remember if it was specifically for like this e-card reader thing, but yeah, it's crazy. There was a lot of versions of that game. I guess in the midst of all that, they were like, hey, this is a hit, and decided to make it for the DS after, and that was insane. So
I'm sitting here thinking of why maybe I didn't play the Wii one as much, and I think it might be just because the city was not there. You had to travel to it.
I didn't like the city as much. There's like, it's the same in the 3DS one with the main street. They call it Main Street,
yeah,
but it's like,
you don't have to
it's
go
not
through
as
a loading screen to get to it.
Yeah, that's right. You have to ride the frickin' bus to get there. That's right. You can just walk there.
I've never had much of a chance to play the 3DS one, but I think the reason I didn't get into the Wii one as much was because of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. The 3DS one,
But I didn't know the 3DS had things like you can make your town late so that stores are open later.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until recently.
The time I want to play is late in the evening, and then it's like, well, Tom Nook's store is closed. What am I supposed to do?
Being an adult, it's like you get home at 6 o'clock and you're like,
oh, great. You
want to eat before you jump on the video game, so.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Enough of Animal Crossing.
Yep. Anything exciting that anyone noticed in the gaming realm or tech realm at all this recently? Anything? I noticed, let's see, I gotta pull up my notes. My notes. Just a few notable things, real quick. But there's this Game Boy cartridge that you can use to turn your Game Boy into a wireless remote for I don't know exactly what for. Anything, I guess. I don't know. I think the kit, there might be a kit that comes with like a receiver or something, but it's kind of cool. Let's see.
Reusing the old console as a controller for like the Switch or something.
I guess this article says it's a hack from Alex Iannuzzi of Inside Gadgets. So yeah, you just pop in a cart. It'll work on the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advanced, everything that'll accept original Game Boy carts. So yeah, I was pretty impressed by that. That'd be something that would be cool to check out. It sells for $23, I think.
I've got the controller. What am I paying for?
$14 for a receiver, but yeah. Also, I think we want to do an episode about knockoff consoles or some odd handhelds that we've seen around, but Soulja Boy.
Most people, even out of the gaming world, probably know of Soulja Boy's attempt
because he's
take emulators from China and basically advertise Nintendo games on them.
It's so the thing is, he's got a whole line of these things. There's like a
He
home.
did.
There's a home console.
Yeah,
There
he
was a
did
handheld.
before.
He did, yeah.
He's facing jail time, but he did have them.
So it was just funny to me that he like has these things preloaded with tons of Nintendo and other companies' products, and then on Twitter he's going off like, "You guys who think I'm gonna get sued, you're all stupid." Okay,
Nintendo ain't
I don't
gonna
remember
do-
the word he even used.
He said something like Nintendo ain't gonna do shit or something like that. And
Let's.
Yeah.
I don't think it says in this article, but it's like,
well,
are
Nintendo
you?
did shiz. So,
Do you understand how copyright works at all? Like, you
I
can't
don't
just.
think he understood.
How did that even happen?
Did he have?
How did all of
people-
the steps occur to lead to this?
That's what I'm.
Without anybody stopping him along the way, going like, "Hey, you're gonna get your ass sued
Like,
for
don't
this."
you think someone
like
that
to
rich,
oblivion?
someone that rich would have like lawyers or someone that
No, like that's what I was just about
was his
to.
lawyer James Comey? I don't.
Yeah.
I swear,
Not to
there's
get
just
political.
how many hoops do people have to jump through to do these things nowadays? There was like zero for this to occur.
I don't understand how this even happened, but he's a moron, in my opinion. Just to be frank.
Yep.
That would
Yep,
be
that's
crazy
pretty
if he
dumb.
went to jail for so many years. I don't know.
Anyway, anything
gosh,
else,
that
guys? I have some other things, but I don't know that they're that notable. Breath of the Wild is revealed to be at the end of the Zelda timeline. How it, like, breaks
Right.
off into 3, and then I guess Breath of the Wild's just at the end of all of them. So I
All
don't know if
meshed
there's
together.
some like interdimensional thing happening or whatever,
How
but
official is this timeline?
it was on one of Nintendo's websites. So
Okay.
And it was in the
just
book.
no preference
Zelda.
about it. They just put it up on the website.
They're just like
People noticed.
everyone's going around like conspiracy, like what is the timeline? And then Nintendo's like, this is what it is.
It's funny because half a year ago they were like, "You don't need to know when. It really doesn't matter. If we tell you, it'll destroy your imagination of the game. So we're not going to
Well-
say." And then they just pop it on the website.
I just assumed
it
that they
doesn't-
went about making their games not thinking about them ever being connected.
I'm pretty sure that's what the case has been this whole time.
And
But
then
they had
just
to make
finally decided
they had to make that lore book, Hyrule Historia, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But
That book
they're
is
like,
epic.
we need to make this make sense.
yeah.
So
You have to go into it thinking about how it's connected. Like, if their fans think about it,
I guess like,
they have to be fans of it to be.
well, like
Well, they don't have to be
in
fans
the
of it to make it, but-
N64, they talk about 3 goddesses, and then in a lot of the later games, there's like 1 that they talk about. So I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, maybe they do really have just an approach where they just make them and just throw them in wherever they make sense. But
I'm guessing
that's
Nintendo's
interesting to me.
Nintendo's not so much the intricate storyline type. They usually just want to make an experience. That's what none of the Mario games make any sense. It's all
They don't make sense, and yet look how
it's like day in the
popular
life cartoons, like all the episodes, like
they're unconnected.
nothing substantial happens in any of the episodes that would change anything. So
Yeah.
over time, it's just like the same always.
there's no story.
So
That's true.
well,
Alrighty.
Even
I think
those sometimes reference back, like, I remember back when that happened, in cartoons.
yeah.
Like, oh.
I think that'll do it for this week's catch up. We will see you later on in the week for the next segment.
See you next time.
Farewell.